Morning. I'm just shaping some flowers while I wait for you guys. Oh, need to get rid of my sound. There we go. How is everybody this morning? Oh, thank you. Did anybody else like me have a mahoosive lie-in? I didn't wake up till 9:30. I've been waking up about 7:30, so I thought that'd be all right. I won't set an alarm because it'll only be like 8:30 at the latest, and it was like 9:30. So I was intending to do a couple of videos for my Indigo Blue shows before we did this, but that obviously didn't happen. I need to try and do it before the sun roos round and glares me in the face. But hey ho, I feel quite rested actually. Massive lie-in. Yeah, I'm good, Susan, thank you. Morning. Hi Wendy, hi Carolyn. Morning Vanessa. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute, but I'm just I don't want to make too many. Normally I have all my flowers all prepped already so that you guys don't have to watch me do 97 million flowers, because my name's not Phil Martin. No, he's getting better at that. I must give him his due. He's doing his flowers ahead of time. So we're using... Hi Alison, how are you? How was your holiday? But that seems like ages ago. Good to have got trips in earlier before everything stopped, isn't it, really? I was very lucky when I went to Budapest to see Bentart. I did it just in time. Hi Sandy. So by him, do you mean hubby, or do you mean the cat, or what do you mean? Hi David. I'm good. I'm a little bit concerned about the toilet roll situation though. If we don't get any in a week's time, I'll be using kitchen roll, I think. It's all good fun. Hi Marie, how are you? Nice to see so many of you here on a Sunday. I hear that there's been snow up north. Nothing down here in Milton Keynes though. Hi Heather. Hi Sharon. Hi Linda. Yeah, I'm staying safe. I'm inside as much as possible. I only go out about twice a week, and then it's when nobody else is around, just to drop some post off. Right, okay, we're flower prepped now, hopefully. Right, so we'll make a start. So yeah, it's not going to last, is it, at this time of year, snow? Although I do remember a couple of years ago, I think it was the end of March, it snowed around the NEC area in Birmingham, didn't it? And there was all sorts of problems with people getting into the craft show up there. Hi Heather, nice of you to join us. Right, so we'll crack on because I've got videos to shoot, obviously. Right, so we're going to do this card today. This is one of Phil's favourite of mine, because I think he likes the colour, but in fact he also likes the fact that there's loads of glitter on it. There's probably not as much glitter on it as Phil would put on it, but there's a reasonable amount. But we're going to use, instead of the Keep Dancing life quote, we're going to use the Take Time, because we didn't use that one yesterday. I'm not wiping my bottom with newspaper, thank you. That's so funny. I know, in fact, I don't have any newspapers either. There's so much I don't have. We're also going to be using Trudy's Fancy Floral background from the second release of Trudy's Dance, which is just beautiful. You can see it tucked just there in the background. In fact, we might get away with just, given that the flowers are going on there, I wonder if we just get away with just stamping it here and stamping it there. We'll try it and see. I think we will. Let's just have a gander. So we just stamp it kind of there, and we stamp it there. We'll do that. Let's do a shortcut. Right, let's put this to one side. So I've used I've used one of the paper pads. I've used this is what I put on the back. Look, this is an insight into what I always do, and this means that when I photograph my cards for, you don't need to know this really, but when I come to photograph my cards for my blog posts, I also photograph the back as well, because I cannot remember everything that I've used. So it shows me all the products that I've used, and I can see that I've used the Aurora paper pack for this one, and they are they like fade in one into the other. So this one has got, in fact I cut it that way. So this one's got green fading into purple, or purple fading into green, whichever you might think. And I've got this little bit left over from up there. And this is going to go across there with an extra little bit. So you see, very frugal. So one piece of A4. So we'll start with the front, with the oval. This is your double debossed essential oval. And we're going to dust with an anti-static bag. And this is Phil's anti-static bag. It's not, it's mine, but it's, you know what I mean. And we're going to be using the, what's it called? Stamp, something or other. Stamp Perfect from Hampton Arts. I'm trying not to knock the camera too much. Pop that in the middle. And grab our stamp. See if I can do a better job than yesterday. We'll see, won't we? So these are A6 size, these Life Quote stamps. So they do all the work for you. They've got lots of little kind of embellishment pieces on there. But you can expand it as well if you want to. So let's just move my magnet out of the way. Let's put them that side instead. Let's see if we can get that straightish. I'll do, I think. Okay, shut my lid, bash bash bash, and give it a good old inking. So I'm using the Wow embossing pad. Lots and lots of tapping. Now it's been a couple of days since I've used this, in fact probably about a week since I've used this stamp, so obviously yesterday when I used the Happy Birthday one, I didn't actually ink it up enough. It's highly detailed, this stamp. So remember that Phil's photopolymer stamps are 4mm polymer stamps, which means that they're deeply etched, and you get lots and lots of detail. You also don't get very much over inking, which is really nice. I hate it when I over, you know when you get bits in between, you sometimes get it on rubber stamps. I think that's probably enough. I'm going to emboss this with the pure gold embossing powder from Phil. Oh, Sandy, have you had a hip operation during this time? Gosh. Oh, I hope you recover. I hear that hips are really quite dodgy to recover from. I'm giving it a really good press and to see if I can get this a better stamping than I did yesterday. Just take your time. We're not in a rush. Right, shut that up. I'll need that again in a minute actually. So hopefully you can see actually the watermark that you get on there, which is a quite nice thing to have. It's really cool, isn't it? So if you leave that to dry, you would have it like that, but obviously you can't really read it very well like that. So we're going to add our pure gold embossing powder on Phil. I think we're covered. And I'm going to put that to one side, and I'll do all my heat embossing at the same time, I think, because then it's really boring for you to watch. And next we need to just do a banner, so we're just going to stamp. In fact, I hope that piece of paper is big enough that I pulled out. Where have I put it? I had it somewhere under here. Yeah, there it is. I hope this is big enough for the happiest. We'll soon find out, won't we? Otherwise you'll have to talk amongst yourselves while I find a bigger bit of paper. Let's have a look. Happiest. Oh, it's not going to be big enough. Right, let's get another bit. What colour am I going on? I'm going on purple, so I need a bit of green. That's good. Didn't take too long, did it? Right, that'll work. Be frugal, keep all your card, or your paper rather. I've got to try and miss that bit down there that I've watermarked. And it's going to be about there. I need to dust it again. I know you can't see much that's on the right hand side. I'm sorry about that. I'm stuck for space. Let's see if that's going to fit properly. Let's move it down just a bit and over just a bit. Yeah, that'll do. Give it another old ink in. A lot of the stamps have got these kind of banner sections to them, so it means that you can cut them out and stack them up if you want to. Let's give that a good old press. Oh, good, that's fine. And add our powder to that. In fact, I will. Oh, sorry about that. I will actually just add the powder and I'll heat emboss these two bits, and then I can stack them up, and then I won't lose them. Oh, so you haven't had your hip up. I see. I do feel your pain actually. I should be having a knee injection again this month, but all right in April, and that's not going to happen, is it? So hey ho. Right, let's just give it a good old heat. Morning, Jennifer. Morning, Teresa. You haven't missed anything really, Teresa. I've been waffling on. That's a good old glass. I love the gold and silver embossing powder from Phil, and also the white. They're my three favourites. I use them the most. I don't get on with black very well. I always find I would prefer to stamp with a black ink and put clear on it. That's my focal point. Oh, come here. And this is my main life coat. Look at the detail on this. It's just an amazing stamp. In fact, Nathan, my son, came in here when I was prepping my demos for the shows, obviously, that I didn't do. And he actually said that these stamps are really nice. And Nathan hardly ever says anything like that. So, you know, he's 24. So I think that means that they're going to appeal to all age groups. I mean, that's just lovely, isn't it? So let me just quickly cut this out. All the lines. The only little bit that's a little bit dodgy is this little kind of nick here. There we go. Around the edges. Point to where you're going with your scissors. Hasn't got to be 100% perfect. You just don't want to cut all loads of the gold off if you can help it. Maureen. That almost rhymes, doesn't it? How are you? to there. Nearly done. And last little tiny bit there. Okay, so that's going to sit just on the top there, so you've got a contrast. Okay, so that's that bit. Let me just, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going underneath my craft sheet here, I've got an MDF board. I'm just going to pop them both underneath there to flatten them out a little bit while we do the next bit of stamping. So we've got an elegant label here, and this is what I'm going to put Trudy's background onto. I've forgotten the name of it again, sorry. The fancy floral background. And I'm going to use a block for this rather than a stamping press. And we're going to stamp top left and bottom right. And we're going to see if we can get away with it. I might regret it, but who knows. Normally I'd stamp all the way over it. Hi Shirley. Nice to see so many of you today. It's lovely. Even if I did oversleep. I didn't oversleep really. I did. Must have been tired. Right, let's give this a good old inking. Very, very detailed stamp. Just an absolutely beautiful stamp. This one and the delicate floral are just absolutely gorgeous. And being that they're clear and they are a repeating pattern, it's actually very easy for you to line them up, to extend them. Having said that, it really doesn't matter too much if it's not 100% perfect, because you can put a flower over the join, or a butterfly, or your topper, or there's always going to be a way around it. This is a bit dry because I've not used it for a little bit, so I'm going to give it a good old inking. And we're going to stamp in the top left first. I'm going to do this on the wonk because this is the way I can cope with this. So let's see. We're going to go up there like that. Give it a good old press. I've got a very squeaky desk. These, if any of you guys remember, Maureen will remember, this is a table from when I had my shop, which I use as my desk. I sold a lot of the tables, but I've still got a few. I've got some in the garage as well. But you know, you don't really need to know that, do you? There we go, put that one there. Can't see it, but because normally at this point, if I'm doing the whole thing, I'd add my powder so I can see where I'm going. But because I'm not doing the whole thing, and I know that most of that's going to be underneath the topper, I'm just going to stamp straight away just in this bottom corner here, and then add the powder afterwards. So it'll look a right mess in the middle, but we won't see the middle. It doesn't really matter, we'll be fine. Hi Paul. Hi Carol. Oh yes, the Wow embossing ink. Yes, I normally say I'm using the Wow embossing ink. I've only got one left in stock on my website at the moment. I will be ordering some more tomorrow because Wow is still open, so I can get some more in. Got a bit of glitter there. This is why I don't use as much glitter. Right, I think it's inked within an inch of its life. Don't take too long, otherwise the first lot of embossing ink will dry. But having said that, the Wow one is very, very juicy. So that one's going there. Don't think that's quite straight. Well, I can see that's not straight, but it'd be all right because we're not joining it. Squeak, 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 squeak. It sounds like a hamster in a wheel, doesn't it? Did you have a table off me, Maureen? I don't remember that. Right, try not to put it where it's not supposed to be. My finger where it's not supposed to be. And let's have a look, see where we're at. Now, remember that bit in the middle is going to look a right mess. But that's fine because we're going to cover that up with the oval. I think I need some more gold embossing powder to get onto Phil to send me some. if we're covered. We're covered. Okay. It might not quite look quite nice in the middle actually, but just different. And we'll heat set this. My poker tool. Now don't forget, Carol, if you want to order anything from me, I need a bit more powder on there. Well, I've got this thing running at the moment where you get 10% off everything because we're all at home. So you need to, in the discount code box at checkout, you need to enter in capital letters, stay at home, and you'll get 10% taken off. And there's no end date to that currently because we don't know how long we're going to be stuck indoors. FYI. They're actually quite good tables. I think they were cheap as chips actually, because I had to buy so many of them. So I haven't actually stamped it that particularly well there, but we'll have a look. We'll see what it looks like. Look at this gold. These papers are tremendous to stamp on. They're 190 GSM, which is a good weight for a paper, but you know, white embossing powder, silver embossing powder, gold embossing powder, any of the embossing powders look absolutely fabulous on top. Now this bit that I'm doing now, this is the overlap, but we're not worried about that because that's going to be hidden. I'm only just doing, I didn't do it 4 times, I didn't cover it like I did on my original because remember we're going to cover up 2 corners with flowers. So for speed. And just to see if we can get away with it so it's quicker at home, we're doing it like that. So that's beautiful, isn't it? Peggy Knight. What does that mean? Did you mean to tag her, Mary? Is it tagged? Might be. Hi, Mary. Right, okay. Let's do some constructing then now. Let's get on with it. Right, so we've got the 2 largest double debossed rounded corner rectangles here, cut out of the almond hue card. And I've got some foam tape, 2mm wood wear foam tape on the back, so I can get a bit of dimension. I do sometimes, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing indigo blue, I tend to put things down flat. But if I'm doing things for fill, then I tend to give it dimension. It's all up to you, but I think dimension adds a little bit of elegance to a card, makes it look more expensive. Obviously it's going to be thicker, but to be quite honest, as soon as you put a pearl on a card, your postage is more expensive if you're sending things through the post. So if you're going to, put a pearl on, you might as well give it dimension. That's my thought anyway. I mean, virtually everything I send out is a large letter anyway. So adding quite a bit of foam tape on the back here. Now normally, like I've done with the other one, the oval, I would pop this underneath my board and flatten it out. But obviously we're trying to construct this in a reasonable amount of time. I did try and upload, that's all right, Mary. I did try to upload these videos to YouTube because somebody on Lou's Junk Journals group asked, but I obviously waffle on far too long and my videos are too long for YouTube unless I pay for it, and I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. So the videos are actually available to watch whenever you want to on the Facebook page, so you can just go and watch at leisure. So I think I'll have that colour down there like that. So this is going in here. It should just about fit properly. There we go. Lovely. And then we're going to add the oval, and then we're going to add some glitter. Where did I put my oval? Oh yes, under here. I knew I'd forget. Right, so I've got a bit of that one left. So again, we're putting, I know there's a lot of dimension on this, but like I say, I do think it adds a little bit to it. Makes it a little bit more expensive looking. A little bit in there. And a little bit up there. Oh yeah, my website is very difficult to remember. It's just juliawattscrafts.co.uk. Easy peasy. I thought I'd keep it simple rather than making it complicated. Right, so we're going to pop this in the middle. So it fits nicely with the label and the ovals. They fit beautifully together. Take time. There we go. And we're going to just stack up our sentiment in the centre there. And then we'll glitter, and then we'll add flowers, of course. So a true fill card, this one. Hello Trudy, how are you this morning, my lovely? Pop that in there, see if I can get that straight. It's very difficult doing it over the camera. There we go. And now we glitter. So we're just going to add some of the Sentimentally Yours glue around the edges. So I'm going to go, now let me think. Now I'm going to put the flowers there. So I think in line with where I've got my stamping, that's where I'm going to do my glitter on the outside. But I am going to go all the way around the outside on my oval. Now it's a wet glue, obviously. So it will crinkle a little bit, but it will settle down as well afterwards. So it'll be absolutely fine. And obviously it's going on white, but it's going to dry clear. And so, I mean, obviously while we're doing the video, it will be white, but when we're afterwards, after we've finished, when it's dry properly, I'll take a photograph and I'll pop it onto the page so you can see them. And I have put photos of all the previous lives on there, and I've also added, I think I've added them to the album. I can't actually remember whether I added yesterday's to the album or not. I don't think I did. I'll have to look at that, because there's an album on the Julia Watts Crafts Facebook page with all the pictures of my samples that I made for the shows that I didn't do. Because we're not, for those that don't know, we're not going into Ho Chandra at the moment, given the current situation. We will be, and we are going to be doing videos for the shows that we've got to film at home, which is a challenge all in itself. You know, you imagine doorbells ringing, doors slammed, music going on, all that sort of stuff in the background. Right, so for my glitter, just put that out of the way for a minute. I've taken some of Phil's Glitter Alchemies, and I've taken Rich Emerald, Galaxy Gold, Regal Purple, and some of the Crystal Aurora, and I've popped them in a spare pot, given them a mix, and so I've got a mix of glitters there. And that's what I'm going to be putting around the edge. You're playing, are you, Trude? I'm good, thank you, my darling. I'm well rested because I overslept. I don't want that one. Let's find a... Right, so ignore what this says on here. You'll probably read it now, I said that, won't you? It doesn't say anything incriminating. Right, so we're just going to add our glitter. Probably in 2 sittings. It is a nice mix, actually, this. Let me just... And they're little round discs, this particular glitter, so it's quite chunky. They're all the same size, but can you see that? I don't know if you saw there. No, you can't see. You'll find that when you put it back in the tub, the Crystal Aurora is a little, it kind of sits on the top, so you have to just give it a little bit of a mix before you put some more on. I think that's enough. Right, so we put that aside to dry, and we get on with just constructing our flowers, and then we'll pop those on and we'll be done. Glitter everywhere. The cat's not in here, so he's not wearing it. He doesn't come in here very often. He does have this thing that if he hears me running downstairs, he thinks somebody's come to the door, so it's time for him to come upstairs and hide on the bed. Bit of a wuss. Right, there we go. Okie dokie. So, flowers. These are the ones I was shaping while we were waiting to start. I've got some leaves cut out of some more of the paper. This is the Lush leaves, and you can see that lovely debossed detail that's on the leaf itself. Hi Karen. What we've done is, I won't do it, I've done it in the previous 2 lives. I've stamped some of the flowers from the Elegance flower stamp set, if I can put it in here. That's this one. I've stamped some of these, 6 of them, and I've stamped them onto the Almond Hue card and also onto paper from the kit. And to shape them, I'm using the pointy tweezers from the tweezer set, and I'm just popping the tweezers in the middle and giving them a squeeze up around the tweezer. And again, I've embossed with the gold. I was thinking just before we started, oh, I think we'll use silver on here, but of course I've already done the flowers, so that would have been looked a little bit odd if we'd have had gold embossed flowers and silver the rest of it. But you know, hindsight and all that. Give them a shape, and then we're going to I need to glue them all together because I didn't have time because I overslept, so I didn't actually glue them all together. So the biggest one, let me think, that's the biggest one. So we're going to add glue to the top of that one, and we're going to add glue to the top of this one. Move these out of the way. There's just 6 of each. Well, there's 6 flowers that I've used in the out of the set, and obviously 2 of each. And then we do the others the opposite. Let's just do these first. Where's my tool? There it is. So we're just going to offset these. This one's going on this one. This is just how I like to do these flowers. Do them in lots of different ways. It'd be nice actually if you put a vellum layer in the centre, perhaps with a smaller flower, or even mix your flowers, because you can mix your flowers across the range. And put another one in here. So I'm just using a moulding mat here. It's called a moulding mat. You could use a stamping mat just to give it a little bit of shape. And then these ones, we're going to put the glue in the centre of the purple because they go in either side of the other ones. So I'm just reading your comments. I ought to really share what I'm reading. It's very irritating, isn't it? I'm sure you can see the comments anyway, can't you? Let's see. So that's that one. No, it's not. That's that one. This is why I normally do this ahead of time. Sorry about this. But you want to see what they all look like when they're on all constructed, don't you? And that one goes on there. Obviously you can mix your sizes. I'm a little bit of a creature of habit, and I was saying yesterday that you'll see that most of the cards that I've made, because we didn't actually have much time, we only had a week to prep for the shows, because we didn't have the stamps, and so you know, when you're prepping demos and samples, and you know you've got a time constraint, you know there's not a lot of thinking time, so I went more for I kept virtually the same layout for all of them, but I went for like different backgrounds, different colours, obviously the different stamps as the focal point. So you know that's kind of where I went. Give that a flick. I can hear there's some glitter down it on the inside where the pads are. I can hear it. I've made a shaker card without realising. Okay, let's just pop our leaves on. Now remember, I'm going down that side. Try and cover up the fact that I haven't stamped it all. In there. So this is going to go down here. They don't want to stick on the glitter or the embossed area to begin with. I know, they're naughty. Thank you, Sharon. That's very kind of you. And then we're going to add this one up here. Pop it around there. That one won't want to stick. I know it won't. I mean, you can add a little bit. On this one, there's quite a few areas where you can colour in. So you can get your sticking to the glitter. You can get your watercolour blending brush pens and add those in. Let's add some flowers in there before it drives me nuts. So that's the second size one. So that flower's going to go in that corner there. Give it a good old press down. And when I add the other flowers either side, then that's going to make those leaves stick down and hopefully hide the fact that I haven't stamped my whole background. Aren't these flowers beautiful? They're just... He's done such a good job. He really, really has. Even my mum, that isn't a crafter, has said how fabulous they are. Now, I'm wiped off my glitter there because I've stuck my fingers in it. I shouldn't really be drawing attention to the faults, really, should I? I'm going to be wearing glitter for the rest of the day. Everything I do now for the rest of the day is going to have glitter on it in these colours. Right, so is that going to hide the fact that I haven't stamped there? It is if I pull it down a bit. Oh, it's all coming apart. There we go. Get on there. The glue does stick. It's just the fact that I've got embossing on it. Down. Right. Okay. So that's one corner. I love these stamps. Yeah, the gold, the stamps are just, they're just stunning on you know, the flower, all the stamps are just lovely. I love these flower stamps. I was a little bit disappointed. I did say I was a little bit disappointed when Phil put the elegance flower on the show, because the sweetheart flower is my favourite, but they do make really stunning flowers. They're all lovely. He's done a smashing job. He's a bit clever, but we won't tell him that because, you know, his head will swell and all that. But yeah, it's all about the detail, darling, as he would say. Just hear him saying that, can you? Oh dear. So last little bit, put my flowers in the corner. So we're going to put that up there to hide the fact that we're not stamped all the way around. And add this one in. Down here. Give that a good poke. Embossing tools are great for making sure flowers stay put. I've still got loads because I used to do workshops and had the shop and whatever. I've got, you know, loads of craft sheets, embossing tools, pokey tools, although those are slowly disappearing. Got loads of stuff all lying around in my bedroom. Well, not my bedroom, my craft room. Right, okay, so we're there with that. Now let's see if we can get some pearls on. So I think decisions. I wonder whether these might be the good ones for them. I think those might go really well. This is the Ocean Spray. So these are actually, they're not purple, but they're blue and green. So these are the kind of dual tone pearls that Phil has bought to Hochanda. Now, unfortunately, I can't get them for my shop. I'll put one in each corner as well. Just that one and that one. Just because we can. I can't get them for my shop, but you can buy them from Hochanda if they've got any left. You can get them from Phil's Honeypot Crafts, but you can't get them from me. I begged him, but he still hasn't let me have any. That's going to look nice, isn't it? Oh, again, it's an embossed area, so they don't want to stick. I'm using the tweezers, another set of tweezers. You get a set of 3 in the set. Stay. And we'll have another 8. These are just 8mm and 5mm pearls. Oh, I've got sticky fingers. Take your time when you're doing these cards at home, because they're actually quite nice projects to savour as you're making them. Very relaxing. I had a lovely time doing them. There we go, that one goes in there. Any excess glue is going to dry clear. Oh, top and bottom, Julia. Is there another 8mm? There isn't. There we go. That one on the top. There we go. All done. So I'll bring in the original so you can see the original. There won't be a tremendous amount of difference between them. Hopefully. Hopefully I've done a reasonable job with this one. So that's the one we've just done. And there's the original. So I've shaped the flowers slightly differently. Obviously we've got different stamp on there, as in the central stamp, and we've got different colour pearls. But there you go. There's your 2 cards. So thank you. Yeah, I know it's your mum's favourite job, Karen. I feel really, really sorry for her. But, you know, I'm well chuffed that I've got some pearls to play with, even if I haven't got them from my shop. So thank you, everybody, for joining me again. There will be, like I say, I'm panicking a little bit because I've got to get a load of demos done for sending over to the studio and some videos. But there will be another Facebook Live tomorrow at 11 a.m. with what was my final demo that I'd prepped. So tomorrow's will be the last one until next Sunday, when I'll give you a preview of what's on the Pentart shows. So tomorrow at 11, and then after tomorrow we'll put a little post up probably on Tuesday, because I'll be giving away all of the cards that we've made during the Facebook Lives over the last 5 days, including tomorrow. So thank you, everybody. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11. Bye.